What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Dropping Wisdom with Santos podcast. And today, episode 142, I have my man Nelson LeBron. Please introduce yourself and tell us what it's going to be about today, man.
My name is Nelson LeBron, and I'm a five-time world kickboxing champion, combat veteran of 9 combat tours, approximately 7.5 years boots on ground, 21 years of service. I was a sailor who served in the Marine Corps side of the house, so I got to experience both the Navy and the Marine Corps. I also got to experience some fun times being stationed with the Spec War guys and all the fast guys. So today's going to be about my martial arts background and what I do for a living, training children and training adults in reality-based martial arts, boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, and MMA.
And what's your rate again? You're retired FMFRP1. I don't know that rate.
So an RP is a chaplain's assistant. We basically, in garrison, serve as administrative aides for chaplains. But in time of war, when assigned to a Marine Corps unit, we get sent through the Army 99 school, go through the School of Infantry, go to Field Medical Training School, and received training in first aid, bodyguarding. So our primary job is to bodyguard chaplains under the Geneva Convention. They're non-combatants, so they can't carry firearms in a combat zone. So it's our job to pretty much get as trained as possible to keep them alive in combat.
Okay. Now, you were also on episode 48, and I hit up all my previous guests that I didn't have on video. Tell them, hey, come back if you want to come back on video, because I'm doing video now, and you're obviously, I didn't have video for your podcast. So now right. A lot of people hit me back up because I want them to come back because I feel like, I'm not doing them justice now. Okay, so how many black belts do you have?
I currently have a black belt in 12 different disciplines.
Jesus. Okay, which degrees? Does each belt have a same degree?
No, I have some that I'm a first degree in, and I have some that I'm a 6th degree in. The 6th degree is the highest one I hold currently.
What's the max? Highest
it goes according to age, so it keeps going by age. So the way it works is it takes 2 years from your first to your second, if it's done properly, and then from your second to your third is 3 years. From your third to your fourth is 4 years. From that, from your fourth to your fifth, 5 years. From your fifth to your sixth, 6 years.
So no matter how good you are, they're still going to wait for that 6 year mark to get you the 6th degree.
They'll sometimes make an exception on a year or two if you're just that dynamic of a fighter or that dynamic of a martial artist, or you bring something of value or leadership that they feel like you're way ahead of your time just to help you out. But for the most part, you're in it for the long haul. You got to wait.
How many titles have you held?
I've won over the years over 100 titles. 5 of those being world titles, about 35 of them being U.S. titles, about 20 being North American titles, and break down from there, regional, East Coast.
Have you ever been knocked out?
I've been stopped once, but it wasn't a knockout. I fought a man who's also in this area, great fighter. We fought 3 times. His name's Jose Villarasco. He used to own Outfox MMA. Jose and I fought several times, and I won one, he won one, and then we had the rubber match. And we did it in full Thai rules. And me being a very, very good boxer and kickboxer from old school full contact rules, I was putting it on him. But I got caught with a knee to the solar plexus. I tried to get up, but I made sounds like a baby killer whale. I was like, woo! Got up. I was counted out. It's the only time I've been stopped in my career in boxing, kickboxing, or MMA. The rest of my losses were split decision losses. I retired with a record of 195, 36, and 6.
Damn. No draws? The 6 is the draw.
Yes, 6
draws. Okay. And say, I also want to make you, thank you for giving me this shirt. I Choose Violence shirt.
Yeah, Choose Violence.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it, man. I want to address something that we talked about on episode 48. I'm sorry we got to talk about it again, but I feel like has to do with you being in mixed martial arts and how you're so passionate about it. Can you talk about how you got kidnapped again? Because that still blows my mind.
So I grew up in the South Bronx. They're poor. My dad worked very hard, hardworking dad. Good mom. I had good parents and stuff like that. I was very academically inclined. I was ridiculously book smart in school. Graduated high school. I was president of the National Honor Society and everything for Cardinal Hayes High School. I maintained like a 97, 98 average the whole time I was in. Back then, they still did numbers. They didn't have the colorful letters or words to keep you from being offended. If you got an F, you got an F. But I was going to this. I went from PS 93 to the school called St. John's Chrysostom on Hoe Avenue near Southern Boulevard. And one day I was by this little liquor store called Eddie's, and I had somebody grab me from behind while I was eating this little cheeseburger and throw me in a van. They drove for a while, put a hood in my head. I was scared, you know. They took us to an abandoned building, and in the abandoned building, they had other little kids there. Some of them were in dog kennels. Some of them were tied up to pipes. Some of them were roped up on the ground. There must have been, no exaggeration, about 35 kids.
Damn.
And I was tied up to a radiator. And I just watched an episode of Mission Impossible. I was 10 years old. So the year would have been 1985, 85, 86 school year. And I started creating friction. I got out of my ropes. And I opened the window, ran down the fire escape, climbed down, and took off running, scared as hell. Some teenagers from wherever I was at found me, and they called the police. The police came and got me. And the police told my parents, I'll never forget this, NYPD, you owe me for this. They told my parents I had an overactive imagination and that I made up, and that I made it all up and that I ran away. I had people in my family saying the same thing, and it went deep in my heart. It bothered me a lot. So from that point, I used to do martial arts as something I did for fun, but it became more than a passion. It became an obsession. I became kind of like Batman is in the series, to where he came obsessed with finding the people who killed his parents. With me, I became obsessed with becoming so dangerous that something like that would never happen to me again. Because to this day, I wonder whatever happened to all them other kids, and if there was something I could have done, you know?
Well, when you escaped that building, were you able to show the cops which building you were, which abandoned building you were able to escape from, or you don't remember?
I was 10 years old. I was so scared. It was nighttime. I just ran as hard as I could. I ran to the point to where my feet had blisters on them, you know? Because I was rocking some private school dress shoes, which weren't the best, you know?
Yeah. Damn. Okay. Now, what are you doing now? So that's why you think kids should start mixed martial arts early? Because could that if you knew more mixed martial arts at 10, would you think that could have prevented the kidnapping? You were able to fight them off a little bit better as a 10-year-old at least?
No, but I one thing I do with my students is I teach them awareness, awareness of their surroundings, things to look for. I think martial arts should be more than teaching somebody to compete. It should be a way to express your emotions, to where you're not fighting out there and you could channel your anger, to where you're not being medicated for having too much energy. Instead, you could put your energy into something that's positive. But I think with the way I teach kids now, you're aware of your surroundings. If something seems out of place or there's somebody coming near you, I would have never stood there had I know what I know now, or the way I train my kids, just sitting there eating a hamburger, unaware of my surrounding. But then again, who in their right mind thinks they're going to be kidnapped, or they're going to be grabbed up?
Yeah, that's just crazy to me. Because how many people do you know actually got kidnapped and escaped?
Yeah,
only ones you know of are the ones that are on Discovery Plus documentaries.
Yeah,
that escaped, but they were captive for like a decade or some crazy shit like that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's what's crazy.
I was gone for maybe a day, if that.
Damn. Okay, so where all do you train?
So right now I teach at One Life Princess Anne. I teach boxing and Muay Thai and kickboxing. I teach at One Life Hampton, the same thing.
One Life in Hampton?
Mm-hmm.
God, you can't find a closer One Life than Hampton?
I teach at the one in Princess Anne, the one in Hampton. It's just where they hired me at. They're the only two that got programs in the martial arts realm. I teach at Anytime Fitness. Teach cardio kickboxing.
Which one's that one on Sandbridge?
Yeah, the one Princess Anne.
Okay.
2090 Princess Anne Road. I teach at
But okay, you know one thing I hate about Hampton Roads, man. There's a Princess Anne Like there's so many Princess
Yeah,
Anne.
no,
I'm
talking about the one right there off of Nemo.
Yeah. But the one life of Princess Anne is over there, one by Lansdowne.
By Lansdowne, yeah.
Okay.
So that's on the other side of Princess Anne.
Yeah. Okay.
And I teach at Anytime Fitness on Shore Drive. I mean, is it Anytime Fitness? No, that's 9 Round Kickboxing on Shore Drive.
Where that on Shore Drive?
It's on Urchin Drive.
Okay. I don't know where that's at, but
it's like right across the street from the big pizza place over there. What's it called? That's a ball.
Shorebreak. Okay, so that's close to Central Shore.
Yeah. Okay. It's like a block from Central Shore.
Okay. Okay. So you probably know Brian Kavanaugh.
No, yeah, I've known Brian.
He was pretty couple episodes back. Okay, yeah, he's been on twice, 3 times, something like that. Okay, so what do you teach? Are they all the same classes, but just different locations?
No, at Higher Vision Studios, I got my students. So
what's that at? Now, what's that studio?
That one is on it's by the Cinema Cafes on 1255 Fordham Drive. It's by the Cinema Cafe at Kempsville.
Okay, now this is your own personal studio.
Right, I teach out of Higher Vision Studios, which is Tom Poe's place. Okay. Tom Poe and I were teammates in kickboxing and boxing. He was also one of my coaches. I got a black belt under him in Tang Sudo. But there I teach my style. My style, I've made up a style. I call it Tyrant Modern Martial Arts because it stands, when you spell it, it's Tyrant MMA, but instead of mixed martial arts, it's modern martial arts because I teach more of a reality-based martial arts.
Hence your website. Let's do a little pun. TyrantModernMartialArts.com is your website as well.
Yes, which we're building on slowly. I'm sponsoring fighters. I'm building a t-shirt category to raise money to do everything from self-defense seminars to anti-kidnapping to, active shooter survival training and stuff of that nature. I also work for a government company called Sentinel Security, and with them, I teach active shooter survival training. They travel to big Fortune 500 companies like MI Windows and stuff like that, Sears, and stuff like that. And we teach active shooter and violence in the workplace, how to survive it, how to do a security assessment of your grounds, how to deal with disgruntled personnel, how to pretty much do everything we used to do in the military when you got a situation where somebody may be becoming hostile or volatile. We try to de-escalate, but we also teach how to escalate if you needed to.
Okay, so let's just break this down here because it's like you're in a lot of locations. Let's break it down. Planet Fitness, Sandbridge Nemo, Princess Anne, that location. What do you teach there?
Cardio, kickboxing, and boxing.
What days and times?
On that one, I teach on Mondays at 5:30.
Okay, one day a week. Monday 5:30.
At 5:30.
And what kind of class?
It's cardio, kickboxing, and boxing. But we also do a little bit of technique.
Okay, now let's go down. One Life, Princess Anne. When and what?
There, I'm there. I'm there 5 times a week. So Tuesdays and Thursdays, I teach youth classes.
Times?
At 5 p.m. And I teach the Tyrant MMA system, the Tyrant Modern Martial Arts system. I'm also there on Mondays. Mondays at noon, I teach boxing. Mondays at 7 p.m., I teach Muay Thai. Then I'm there on Fridays. Fridays at noon, I teach kickboxing. At 5:15 p.m., I teach Muay Thai again. And then I'm there on Saturdays. And Saturdays, I teach boxing conditioning at 9:30 a.m. And then at 11 a.m., I teach actual boxing technique. Jesus.
Okay. And what about any time off of Shore Drive?
Anytime off of Shore Drive? 9 Round off of Shore Drive.
9 Round.
Yeah. I did the same thing.
Keep up, man. 9 Round Shore Drive.
9 Round is a 30-minute self-paced workout system. I pretty much help the people through stations. They got 9 stations, 9 3-minute rounds, 30-second rest in between. And it's called 9 Rounds because it ends up being...
Now, is that a membership at 9 Rounds?
Yep.
I don't know. It's a monthly membership there?
Yeah, they pay a monthly membership at any of those.
Okay. I don't know how much are those. You know the membership
cost? No, I don't know the membership.
You just show up there and teach?
Yep.
Okay. Is it packed?
Yeah, it gets pretty packed. At 9 Round, they get to come in whatever they want. So you got 30 minutes. I'll be there from 6 a.m. till 11. So in that 5-hour period, you could come in and...
At any time. So someone says about 8:15, you start their 9 rounds, and at 8:35, you start a different round.
It's got different stations.
Okay.
Speed bag, double land bag, uppercut bag. It's got it all. Jump rope station, a weight station.
And which days are you there?
I'm there only on Wednesdays.
Okay.
On Wednesdays. And then I'm at VB Fight House on Sundays, Virginia Beach Fight House.
Where's that at?
That's off of gosh, what's the name of that place? Upton. It's up off of Upton Drive. It's right by the Target and everything like that. That's over there.
Okay.
So there's a pizza place and a pet store, Petco.
Yeah, by Home Goods.
Yep, it's right next
and
to Petco.
Staples and
yep.
Back Bay.
Yep.
Okay, it's in that plaza.
Yep, it's right next to Petco. And in that one I teach combative style reality martial arts, Muay Thai, boxing, kickboxing for the street and for competition.
Okay, and then the last one, One Life Hampton. What and when?
One Life Hampton. I'm there on Wednesdays. I mean Tuesdays. Tuesdays at noon, and I teach fighting strength and conditioning.
So when is your day off?
I work 7 days a week.
That's
I
what
work
I'm trying
7
to
days
say.
a week, and then
all different hours and shit.
And then at Higher Vision, which is where Tyrant MMA is located at, I teach there on Tuesdays from 7:30 to 9 p.m. I teach there on Wednesdays from 6:30 to 9 p.m.
Jeez.
And Fridays 7 p.m. to 9 p.m.
You'll have to write this down on a schedule book because I wouldn't know where the hell I'm going.
Yep.
So, man, that sucks you're not over here though. The One Life of General Booth.
Yeah, they don't have a boxing program or nothing.
Yeah, that sucks. Okay, damn. Okay, so let's elaborate and talk about your website, tyrantmodernmartialarts.com.
Mm-hmm.
And you have it's an Instagram, you got YouTube and Facebook on this website. So
yes.
Just a breakdown of your website.
So the website right now, I'm creating it, to sponsor local fighters. There's a lot of poor kids in the Norfolk area, Portsmouth, Virginia Beach area. There's a lot of kids that, too, with the parents being gone all the time in the military or have lost their parents to war, that they just need that. I mean, we're living in a time where they come up with all these garbage anti-bullying campaigns. And here's the reality, people, and this is just my opinion. The only thing to ever cure bullying was a swift punch to the face or be able to defend yourself, not be a victim. And I'm trying to create victors, not victims. And what I mean by that is even in life, I want my kids, my students, anybody I train to be strong mentally, physically, and spiritually. If you lack the strength in one of them, it's going to drag you down in the other one. So I'm trying to create better human beings. I went through a lot. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, but the one constant that's always pulled me out is martial arts. God gave me the gift of violence, and it's what's kept me alive in combat. It's what's kept me alive growing up in the Bronx, and it's what's given me the platform to be able to help other people out. So
it is great. That's a great thing, man. That's great because you're helping the young kids because motherfuckers claiming victim, that shit gets over. Like, stop playing that shit.
Yeah, and
stop it. Defend yourself. That's the one thing you gotta do with the bully. If you just play victim, he's just gonna keep being a bully until he get punched in the face. Because the biggest bullies are honestly technically the biggest bitch.
And they're normally the ones being bullied the worst at home.
At home, yeah.
Like
domestic is the problem. Yeah.
So they're just finding an outlet themselves. Whereas through martial arts, if you actually got a kid who has those tendencies, why not channel that fire? Fire burns all over the place. My goal is to make it a laser, precision laser, and have him be able to turn it on and off when he needs it.
And congratulations for your daughter. She's undefeated amateur fighter.
Mm-hmm.
What's your record?
17-0.
That's awesome, man. That's cool shit. Okay, so what else is you? Because I see here you have a schedule here, like you can click on waiver. What does that mean, a waiver?
So before they come train, it is a combat sport. There's a chance you could get injured. So we have liability waivers because people in our today's day and world will break a finger and want to sue you for $1 million.
Yeah.
And there's people who are obviously seek out martial arts gyms and seek out places like that just so they could sue. We had at the UFC gym, we had two. When I was in Norfolk, we had 2 lawsuits. One was because the guy went in there and sparred, and I don't know if the coach went at him too hard or what, but he blew out his knee. He had no medical insurance, but here he is engaging in MMA sparring.
Yeah.
And then the other one was we had a young lady who came in there intoxicated and fell down, broke her wrist.
So how's that y'all's fault?
Exactly, but we still got sued for it.
The victim.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm reading this off your website. Great power always comes from within. Tyrant MMA has been created for the modern day gladiator, warrior, fighter, hero, and all other infinite variations of the fighter mindset. From single parent to competitive fighter, this name brand represents what is best in all of us, the human will to survive and fight through adversity. All right, that's sorry, man. I hope I didn't fuck that up. I never wear my glasses. Never wear my glasses. I'm an idiot. But yeah, that's great, man. What else does this website offer?
The website is going to be eventually offering shirts, sponsorships of pro fighters, because people think some of these pro fighters locally are making a lot of money. They're not. They're fighting sometimes 8-round match for $500, or 3-round MMA match. 5-minute rounds each, and getting beat up.
And those matches are what, once a month, maybe?
No, sometimes less than that. Every 3 months,
exactly.
Every 4 months, and if they get knocked out or something like that, a lot of them don't have the money like that. They're regular working Joe, blue collar guys. Guys don't start seeing money in the fight circuit until you become an elite world level pro. And even then, you got guys who are world champions right now in the pro circuit that the most they've ever made is $500K, which sounds like a lot. But after you pay all your cornerman fees, you pay all your taxes and stuff like that. Taxes takes a lot, They end up, and if, let's say they bought their mom a house or something like that, they're back at square one.
Yeah, damn. All right. What else can we talk about here with you? What, anything else you want to drop wisdom about your MMA?
Oh, guys, with the reality-based martial arts, so there's a lot of people locally that carry firearms, and we're an open carry state, and you could get your concealed weapons permit. But what's the use of having that firearm if you don't know, number one, how to properly operate it? Number two, if you never train in actual, not just shooting a target that doesn't move, but in actual pulling it out, actual weapons retention. If somebody went to grab it from you, how to holster that weapon, how to properly aim, how to fight with it. Because, you sometimes may have to fight. The gun is not a magical unicorn that's going to win you that fight. You sometimes may have to fight in order to get to that firearm. They could break into your house. Home invasions are up nationwide. And just because you got the gun doesn't mean, if you got kids, you're probably not leaving it out. It's probably in the safe. It's in the dresser somewhere. So you might have to fight in order to reach for that firearm. So why not trade it all incumbents in that? And there's a lot of people that fear firearms. It's nothing more than a tool. I think if people across America had a better understanding of firearms, and open carry and open concealed was in all 50 states, we would have way lower crime and stuff like that.
Yeah, all the high crime is in gun-free zones.
Gun-free zones, yeah. And Democrat-run cities.
Yep, pretty much. All right, man. There's one topic I need to address with you, and it's pretty important to me.
Okay.
Aliens.
Okay.
I know you and I talked about it before, and the government keeps talking about them, so I feel like you can talk more about it since everyone's talking about it. I know they're real, and I believe you know they're real. Have you ever seen an alien?
I've seen things that lead me to believe there are aliens. I've seen a lot of stuff while out to sea. I've seen a lot of stuff while I was in the Middle East. I've seen stuff in Puerto Rico. Believe it or not, Puerto Rico was like one of the number one places for UFO sightings for a while. So was Russia, So both these places happen to build up actual space facilities too.
One of Puerto Rico has a huge satellite.
Very huge satellite. And the reality is, we'd be ignorant to think that we're the only ones here. Secondly, if you read some of the Sumerian texts and the translations they come up with, it seems more to be that we were genetically made
out of a test tube.
Yeah. And then chromosome 23, I think it is, that some of the scientists say that it's spliced in our DNA, which is the only chromosome that's spliced. And
which
then
separated us from the caveman to the human. There was a big leap.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then there's also a few years ago, they found something emitting binary code, and you could Google it. NASA posted it. Was all over the news and everything like that. Was transmitting binary code from way out in space, sending it back, and it said it was like 10,000 years old. So I think UFOs are very much real. I think there's stuff that states that they were here. I think the human condition we know very little about. The fact that they're finding pyramids under the ice in Antarctica, and they found
in Alaska too.
Yeah, and they found water erosion on the size of the Sphinx in Egypt, shows that we don't have anything chronologically right. And now, if I heard correctly, there is the word dinosaur didn't come into effect until
like 1800.
into the 1800s.
They addressed them as dragons.
As dragons.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of tales of men dying fighting these dragons. So there's a lot that we don't know. I mean,
yeah. Now, if you think they walk among us right now, do you think they're humanoid, reptilian, gray men?
There's a lot of literature on humanoid and both reptilian species that have visited the planet Earth. There's also, for those that go deep into the rabbit's hole, they've got stories of galactic wars that were waged over this planet.
Yeah, hence that big ditch in Mars.
Yep.
That was, yeah. And I think the asteroid belt, that was a planet that got blown up, my personal opinion.
And here's the thing that's also interesting about it. There's an element that's only found whenever a nuclear explosion occurs. And it's found all over Mars.
Oof, I didn't know that.
Yeah. You could Google that. I forget the name of the element, but it's only created whenever there's a nuclear explosion. It's all over Mars, which raised eyebrows on what truly transpired in Mars.
Yeah.
Because it's not that far from us, and they think that at one time they found trilobites, they found different bacteria, they found living organisms there. So they think at one point it did support life.
And I think there's rumor that shows that we could possibly be Martians. That we came from that planet over here to settle. Yeah, which is why we still get sunburn, because our DNA, we're too close to the sun.
Mm-hmm.
That's from what I read. I'm not saying anything else, but I'm not an ancient alien guy. But that's from what I read. They said, well, that's why we could possibly get
Nothing would surprise me these days. These people know very little about everything. I mean, look at COVID, how much conspiracy and how much truth has come out. They were saying that it was deadly virus and that it was killing people in the nursing homes, and then come to find out that they were placing people sick in there on purpose, and that's why these elderly died in the nursing homes, and all the rich companies made a power move and got richer off of it, while all the small mom and papa shops went out of business. We don't know nothing on anything. I mean,
you think we went to the moon?
No, I do not.
I think we've dropped maybe like the robot things, but ain't no human landing on the moon. My personal opinion, we did not step foot on the moon.
No, we didn't have the technology, and I'll continue saying that. I was like, they came back with 0 photographs from that moon landing.
I always said, like, if this dude was Armstrong was the first guy to step on the moon, who was the cameraman? Right? You know what I'm saying?
Yet.
He's over there. What you doing over there?
Not only that, they found sets that were painted and matched, and photography that matched, the moon landing, supposedly. I think we did it just to show the world that we were the first, but we weren't the first.
To beat Russia.
Yeah, just to beat Russia. But the reality is we can barely get phones to transfer from an airplane.
Yeah.
At a certain height. You telling me we were able to get it to the moon? And how come every mission to the moon after that failed?
Not only that, in my opinion, as humans, it's in our nature to be explorers. Okay, so if we landed there in 69, if we did land there, by now we should have a station there, and we never came back. So to me, it's like if we had landed on there, we would already have been mining those minerals, all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And a moon station, we don't have nothing like that.
Not only that, you got scientists that say the moon is hollow.
I heard about that because when they landed, if something fell on it and they heard it, the vibration. Yeah, that one too, which could be something like, it's definitely, I believe, millions of years ago, whatever, it was put there.
By a superior race to control
the tides or whatever. Yeah, because if they do the distance between the Earth and the moon, the exact circumference to complete an eclipse, it's just like, I think it was put there, man.
Yeah.
At one time.
And the thing is, we'll never know. It'll probably pop up 10 to 15 years from my lifetime. I mean, think about, all the conspiracy the government hides from us now. I mean,
yeah. Epstein files, and all of a sudden it's a Democrat lie. I'm a hoax. I'm like, come on now. I don't know about that. If I was Epstein, I wouldn't have killed myself over a hoax. I would have had my lawyer kind of fight that hoax. So I don't know. It's a bunch of bullshit to me.
Yeah, I think there's more pockets involved than needed,
Yeah.
I think they saw stuff on that list that could bring down our government and many other governments, and they said,
and I think they don't want to release it because that could really fuck the economy worldwide, stock market. And it's more important.
We got enough going on already.
And to them it's more important to keep that stabilized.
And even if it wasn't that, you could have bigger pockets involved. I mean, In the U.S. alone, the trafficking and the sex industry brings in about $22 billion a year.
Yeah. That's
worldwide is in the hundreds of billions. So I mean, who are we to stop it? We can't.
Crazy. We're coming to the end of the episode, buddy. Now, the schedule, when it says schedule on your website, does that show your schedule, Monday, Sunday through Sunday schedule?
No, it's got the schedule for Tyrant MMA, which is the Monday. It's the
Tuesday, one in Kingsville.
Yep, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Okay, so break it down again. Okay, so you're at Planet Fitness, Sandbridge.
No, Anytime Fitness on Sandbridge.
Anytime. Okay.
Anytime Fitness on Sandbridge on Mondays, and I'm also at One Life Princess Anne on Mondays. Then I'm at on Tuesdays. I'm at Hampton One Life, and then I'm at Princess Anne One Life for the kids class at 5. Then Wednesdays, I'm at Higher Vision Studios or Tyrant MMA from 6:30
to 11
to 9.
Okay.
6:30 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Okay, but my fault.
And then on Thursdays, I'm at One Life Princess Anne at 5 p.m. for the kids class, and then at Higher Vision Studios Higher Vision Studios. We don't do Thursdays anymore. See, I'm everywhere.
What's the 9 rounds?
And 9 round, that's Wednesdays.
That's today.
Yep, from 6 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Okay. A lot of locations. So everyone listening out there and watching his podcast, you can what's the best way to reach out to you if they want to schedule it? Do they contact that gym itself?
If they're going through One Life, just message One Life and see about the classes, because I'm not the only coach there. They got classes actually at the One Life facilities, 7 days a week, 7 evening and morning classes.
Okay.
And we got it split up by specialty. Each coach teaches something.
Okay.
Same thing with VB Firehouse. They teach 7 days a week, so just reach out to VB Firehouse. I'm there on Sundays. A 9 round does 6 days a week, so reach out to 9 round on Urchin Drive and get your info from there. And Higher Vision Studios, I'm there 3 days a week. You can see that on the Tyrant MMA website.
Okay, so TyrantModernMartialArts.com is your website. You basically work every day a week, every week.
Yep.
And a whole bunch of shitload of gyms. And
that's only until I get my own facility. The goal is to buy 2 acres of land and build something. We lost the UFC gym in Norfolk because of how expensive it was, to rent. They were renting a facility for $15,000 to $17,000 a month.
Who would agree to that? God.
And then on top of it, they had to pay the UFC another $5 just to use the UFC name. Altogether, both UFC gyms that we had locally shut down because of the amount of money it cost before they could even make a profit. Now, they were approximately at like $45,000 after paying staff before they would make $1.
Good God.
So it was designed to run, but like I said, that $15K, that's a $3.5 million mortgage.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I don't know who agreed to that. Whoever agreed to that wasn't very...
You could do something way better, way cheaper if you just owned it and provide a better quality service,
And hopefully soon, you plan to do that, or you're going to try to do that?
Yeah, that's my goal, to get 1 or 2 acres of land and build like a football field so I can have the kids sprinting out there, kicking outdoor stuff, because kids need the outdoor stuff.
Yeah.
And, have the indoor stuff too, but primarily I want to have my classes outdoors, especially somewhere like Virginia where the weather's 60% to 70% of the year is good weather,
Yeah.
So just have them outside running, jumping, get that out of their systems, something they don't do anymore.
Yep. All right, buddy, we're at the end of the episode here. So any last words?
Take care, bless your hair. God bless you all. Stay safe.
All right. Well, guys, follow me on all platforms. I'm everywhere now. And if you want to be a guest, please reach out to me. I'd love to have you on. And no FYI, I choose violence.